What's up everyone, Shinobi Bros Official is back and will give the updates about anime world. In this video, we will discuss about Naruto's regret for reviving Kurama. But before that, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe so that Shinobi Bros will continue to improve in providing info and updates. Let's get right into the video. Kurama's death due to the use of Baryon mode against Ishiki Otsutsuki has left a big hole in Naruto's heart. Not only had Naruto lost his best friend who had lived in his body since Naruto was a baby, but Naruto had also lost more than half of his strength. Because as is known, all this time Naruto got a source of strength and a large chakra reserve from Kurama in his body. With the disappearance of Kurama, the source of that power automatically disappeared, and Naruto now had no superpowers anymore. On the other hand, despite Ishiki Otsutsuki's defeat, which had become the biggest threat, in fact there are still many threats to the shinobi world that continue to lurk behind the shadow of the peace that has been created at this time. For example, Code is very deified of the Otsutsuki, and will continue to plan to take revenge against those who killed his god, Ishiki. Then God Otsutsuki, described by Ishiki, has hundreds of Jogan around his body. And finally, sadly, the biggest threat actually comes from the closest person to Naruto, who is none other than his own son, Boruto Uzumaki. Because as is known, currently Boruto's body is almost completely controlled by Momoshiki. Amato once said that the Otsutsukification process for Boruto has reached more than 80%, and at the very least Boruto will become a full Otsutsuki in just a few weeks. If this happens, nothing will be able to stop this great threat, considering that Naruto, who is said to be the strongest shinobi, has lost his super strength. However, Naruto with his great responsibility as Hokage did not just give up, and continued to look for new strengths to cover his weaknesses due to being abandoned by Kurama. As a Hokage, that means Naruto has access to all the spaces that are his sphere of power in the village of Konoha without suspicion. Meanwhile, in search of new powers, Naruto accesses a room containing secret and forbidden data. The place should be tightly closed, and should not be accessed by anyone because of the large amount of confidential information contained in it. Even some scrolls have writings that are forbidden to be opened, for fear of unwanted things happening, given the amount of pressure aura generated from the scrolls. But here Naruto is very desperate and realizes that he no longer has the strength to stop the great threat in the future. Therefore, Naruto was forced to access the room in hopes of finding a power that could stop a great threat in the future. One by one the scrolls that were there Naruto opened, and the contents were read carefully. Naruto didn't want to miss a single scroll, thinking that one of them must contain an enormous amount of power. But unfortunately, even though Naruto had searched and read all night for more than a night, Naruto couldn't find what he had been looking for and wanted all this time. Until when Naruto accidentally found all the data about Akatsuki members. Although Naruto was hesitant to read it, considering that all Akatsuki members were dead and Naruto already knew all their strengths, he didn't know why at that time Naruto felt that he had to read the data. Even though his chances of getting a new power were quite small, Naruto also read the data carefully. Naruto immediately stopped reading when he saw the data information about Hidan. When all other Akatsuki members are listed as dead, only Hidan is written with a question mark, which means that until now it is still unknown whether Hidan is still alive or not. This makes Naruto look for more information about Hidan, which information is found that Hidan actually has an immortal nature, and is a worshipper of a god named Jashin. At that moment Naruto's mind seemed to be distracted, thinking of a scenario where he lived eternally. If Naruto can live eternally, then he doesn't need to be afraid of any big threat, because Naruto thinks that he with his immortal body can defeat any strong enemy. But immediately Naruto tried to throw away his thoughts, remembering that Jashin was a cult that sacrificed many souls just for immortality. It was getting very late, while Naruto couldn't find what he wanted. Just as Naruto was planning to return home and continue his search the next day, suddenly a dark light with an unpleasant aura appeared from a scroll. Naruto, who at that time wanted to return home, suddenly felt his soul being pulled to open the scroll. Naruto's mind went a little blank, and he could only follow his soul's words by opening the scroll. When the scroll opened, a dark light flashed through Naruto's eyes. Naruto's thoughts returned, and slowly opened his eyes again as the dark light faded. But nothing was different, Naruto was still in the room, and the scroll was only a small piece of information about Jashin. Naruto sighed, feeling a little disappointed, because he had hoped that there was power that entered him with the appearance of the dark light. But suddenly there was a voice from his head, which seemed to say that he could give Naruto the power he wanted. Naruto was really shocked to hear this, but then tried to distract him by reassuring himself that he was feeling tired and needed rest. With this, Naruto returned home, not realizing that his fate would change from then on. The next day, Naruto's mind all day seemed blank and he couldn't focus at all with his daily life as Hokage. Shikamaru, as the Hokage's right-hand man, realized this, and asked what happened to Naruto. Naruto was silent as if his mind was not there, until finally Shikamaru patted Naruto on the shoulder. Naruto returned to his senses in a confused state, while Shikamaru thought that Naruto was sick and told him to rest first. Shikamaru said that it was fine to take a break once in a while, and that he would replace Hokage's duties while Naruto was resting at home. Naruto himself just obeyed Shikamaru's words, and walked towards the house. But unfortunately, in the middle of the way suddenly heard the same voice as before, which said that he could give Naruto the desired power. Unlike before, this time Naruto thought the voice was real and shouted for the voice to come out and show his form. The voice actually responded that he was a god from another dimension, and introduced himself by the name Jashin. Naruto's heart skipped a beat when he heard Jashin's name, because only last night he read the information about Jashin. Naruto remembered that Jashin was an evil god, but Naruto here did not expel or tell Jashin to leave, but asked Jashin about what he wanted from him. Jashin, with his characteristic laugh, said that he didn't want anything, and only asked Naruto to come to Yugakure if he wanted to get power from him. Because, as is known, the beginning of Jashin's worship was done in Yugakure, so that's where Jashin felt that he would get his full power if he was there. Once again Naruto knew that Jashin was an evil god, only wanting blood and destruction, but at that time Naruto could not refuse Jashin's words, and diverted his journey back to where Jashin came from, Yugakure. At that moment Naruto seemed to be walking by himself across the village border, like his soul was being led somewhere. For hours Naruto walked without stopping, until at last he came to a cave that was quite far. Normal people generally wouldn't be able to find this place, and would probably only assume that this place was just an ordinary cave. But when Naruto entered and explored the cave, which had many branches, there was a Jashin symbol hanging on the cave wall, exactly what Naruto saw from the information he got earlier. Jashin spoke to Naruto, saying that he had felt it getting closer. Naruto himself didn't understand the meaning of Jashin's words that were talking in his head, and just followed where his thoughts led him. From a distance Naruto smelled the pungent smell of blood, and it grew stronger the closer Naruto got to his final destination. Naruto was not surprised at all when he saw the many skulls and Jashin symbols formed from dried blood. But suddenly Naruto's head felt heavy, and Jashin laughed as Naruto lost consciousness. When Naruto opened his eyes, Naruto was already in an unknown place, where there was a horned figure resembling Otsutsuki, who once again introduced himself by the name Jashin. Before Naruto could ask what was going on, Jashin thanked Naruto for opening the scroll that had sealed it. Thanks to the scroll opening, Jashin was able to control Naruto's thoughts little by little until they finally arrived at this place. Previously Naruto still had a bit of consciousness because Jashin's strength had weakened slightly when he was away from Yugakure. But now that they are in Yugakure, the source of Jashin's power comes from, so it should be from now on that Naruto's consciousness will be replaced by Jashin. Slowly, Naruto's skin turned black, with white bone-like markings, exactly like Hidan's during his ritual. But Naruto calmly said that Jashin wasn't happy just yet. Naruto apparently not only learned about Jashin from the secret scrolls he read, but also learned the secret techniques of the Uzumaki clan that could be used for times like this. But Naruto at that time still had not completely mastered it, so the transformation that took place in Naruto's body remained irrevocable, and a part of Jashin's consciousness was still in his body. Naruto still has his consciousness, but due to some of Jashin's consciousness still being in Naruto's body, these two consciousnesses clash and produce a new personality where Naruto becomes a person who does not know affection. With Naruto and Jashin having become one, what Jashin was feeling and thinking at that moment entered Naruto's head, creating a feeling of excruciating pain due to the large amount of information that entered his head. Basically Naruto's mind has been corrupted as a result of this, and Naruto seems to be doing whatever it takes to achieve his goals, even at the cost of many innocent lives. At that moment Naruto came back to his senses, and he seemed to have awakened into a person with a new appearance and personality. Naruto looked at his body while saying that he now felt a powerful flow of power from within him. Naruto felt that his body had now become immortal, as a result of the merging of Naruto and Jashin. But Naruto at that time was still not satisfied with his strength, because he felt that everything would only be complete if Kurama was by his side. With the information that has been obtained from Jashin's memory, Naruto has found a way to resurrect a person, or rather a creature, who is most likely able to bring Kurama back to life with Jashin's ritual. But as is known, Jashin is a god who only cares about blood and destruction, so it is certain that this ritual to resurrect Kurama will require a lot of blood to be carried out. Naruto immediately went to a small village nearby, telling himself that he would resurrect Kurama with Jashin's powers and rituals, no matter how many people he sacrificed. Arriving at a small isolated village, Naruto immediately used multiple shadow clones, and ordered his clones to disperse, killing all the villagers he met in a very vicious manner. No matter whether the targets were children, women, or the elderly, all were slaughtered by Naruto mercilessly. In just a few minutes, Naruto managed to slaughter a village, and brought their bodies one by one to the entrance of the cave where Jashin came from. There Naruto formed the Jashin symbol on the ground with a fairly large size, and then piled the corpses he had collected on top of it. Piles of corpses piled up, blood dripping on top of the ritual circle Naruto had created. Meanwhile, for the last procession, Naruto stabbed his hand, pierced his chest to bleed profusely. Even though this procession was very painful, Naruto smiled as if he was enjoying it, and said happily that Kurama's resurrection was about to happen. The blood from the pile of corpses and Naruto's blood mixed together, and then spun into a huge crimson wind. From within the whirlwind came the sound of a fox screaming, which made Naruto even more happy to hear it. But unfortunately the fun only lasted for a short time, because Kurama who appeared was far from what Naruto expected. Naruto's happy smile was replaced by fear after seeing Kurama revived. Kurama's body was covered in thick red blood with no hair, his body was very thin, and his mouth was bleeding while screaming as if he was in excruciating pain. Naruto's previously corrupted mind slowly started to return to its original state as Naruto shed tears watching Kurama like this. Naruto had no idea that he had gone this far, and planned to thwart Kurama's summons. But suddenly Jashin took half of Naruto's body, telling Naruto not to mess up and enjoy the current situation. Naruto was really shocked by this situation, not expecting that Jashin could take over half of his body again. At that time Naruto used the same secret technique of the Uzumaki clan as before, but this time Jashin laughed, saying that the same technique would not affect him the second time around. In this desperate situation, Naruto looked at Kurama who was screaming in pain, seeing him burst into tears. At the same time, Naruto seemed to hear Kurama say that he was happy to see Naruto back even with this condition. On the one hand, Kurama was also disappointed with Naruto falling into Jashin's trap like this. Feelings of sadness and anger became one in Naruto's heart, and he apologized to Kurama for what he had done, even though he knew Kurama would not understand what Naruto said. At that time Kurama seemed to reach Naruto, and suddenly a voice sounded for Naruto to use this power, while Naruto seemed to feel a very warm chakra flow into his body. This warm feeling probably stemmed from feeling full of nostalgia, considering that it had been a long time since Naruto had felt Kurama's chakra again. Tears came out of Naruto's right eye, and instantly felt a very strong chakra flow from within Naruto. This was Kurama's chakra, and Naruto could feel it surrounding his body. As the chakra was released into the air, Jashin's consciousness seemed to be pulled out of Naruto's body. Jashin tried to survive by holding onto the pile of corpses while shouting curses at Naruto and Kurama, but his efforts were in vain because however Jashin tried to defend, Kurama's chakra was too big for him to endure. At the same time, Kurama's resurrected body had lost its shape as Jashin's power had dissipated, which had shaped Kurama into that form, and then returned to the blood that poured down Naruto's body beneath him. Bathed in blood, Naruto wept regretfully, because he had come this far only to gain strength and revive Kurama. That's all for news updates from Shinobi Bros Official. What do you think about this video? Give your opinion in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss updates about the anime world. Thanks for watching, see you next time.